Hey friends, do you know what a voice is? Well, I'm not talking about the voice you use for speaking, but the grammatical voice. Okay, so what is a voice? A voice is the quality of a verb which indicates whether a subject acts or is acted upon. It tells whether the subject performs or receives the action. Okay, so do you know how many types of voices are there? There are two types of voices. Number 1, active voice, and number 2, passive voice. So, what is an active voice? A verb is said to be in the active voice when the person or thing denoted by the subject does something or is the doer of the action. Some examples of active voice are: number 1, she gave a speech. Number 2, I wrote a letter. Now, what is a passive voice? A verb is said to be in the passive voice when something is done to the person or thing that the subject denotes. Well, some examples are: number 1, a rat was killed by the cat. Number 2, a drama was enacted by them. Next, now we shall learn the conversion of sentences to their active and passive voices according to their tense. Now this we shall do by showing some examples. Firstly, for present indefinite tense, active voice, he writes a poem. And for passive voice, a poem is written by him. Now for present continuous tense, active voice, he is writing a poem. And for passive voices, a poem is being written by him. Now for present perfect tense, for active voice, he has written a poem. And for passive voice, a poem has been written by him. Now for present perfect continuous tense, active voice, he has been writing a poem. And for passive voice, a poem has been written by him. Now for the past indefinite tense, active voice, he wrote a poem. Passive voice, a poem was written by him. Now for the past continuous tense, active voice, he was writing a poem. Passive voice, a poem was being written by him. Past perfect tense, active voice, he had written a poem. Passive voice, a poem had been written by him. Now for the past perfect continuous tense, active voice, he had been writing a poem. And for the passive voice, a poem had been written by him. Now for the future indefinite tense, active voice, he will write a poem. And for passive voice, a poem will be written by him. Future continuous tense, active voice, he will be writing a poem. And for the passive voice, a poem will be written by him. Example of an active voice in future perfect tenses: he will have written a poem. In passive voice, it will be a poem will have been written by him. In future perfect continuous tense, the active voice will be he will have been writing a poem. Passive voice, it will be a poem will have been written by him. So friends, hope you have liked today's educational video. I shall elaborate some more in my next video. So keep watching and don't forget to share your valuable comments. Thank you for watching.